That is a bad one.
You are fucking...
I'm on fucking fire.
You're hot right now. That's not my phone. My phone's up there. I was going to move it for you.
Listen, off the bat, fuck Spectrum. That's my starting.
It's your beef of the week. It's your beef of the day. It's your beef of the hours. The beef of the minute. Spectrum.
It's slowly becoming my beef of the year. And there's a lot of things that could be my beef of the year. Spectrum is kind of on the list.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my
graphic design problems.
Yeah. All I want to do is look at porn in my toilet, okay? And watch fucking New Girl. That's all I want to do, and I can't do any of it right now. Fucking furious.
What I did find interesting,
yes,
because you put the call on speaker,
of course,
right there at the
end.
I
thought it would be rude not to include you,
right? Well, and I do appreciate it. And what I found interesting was this might be the first tech support person from Guatemala. I was like, yeah, the reason she can't help you is because she doesn't know what internet is, Taylor. She's unable to help an Indian guy. An Indian guy would be like, oh, all right, I know what the problem here is. She's like, all right, we just got computers.
Right.
So let me figure out computers quick.
Yeah. Hold on, let me do a quick Google on this typewriter. Let me see if I can get it. Let me see if I can get it going. I'm at the point now where I'm calling Spectrum more than I'm calling my own mother.
Right. Nothing against Mrs. Schmidt.
Nothing against my mom.
You talk to her a fair amount.
Yeah, but I would say that arguably Spectrum is being as helpful as my mom would be if I called her about my internet. You're
like, well, I was told that there's no more outage yet. You're telling me there's an which one is it? Is there an outage or is there not? And I thought she was going to be like, all right, so listen.
Full disclosure.
We put out the Pony Express message about 4 days ago. We haven't heard back. We don't know if the Comanches got them.
Yeah. Beep, 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 beep. We're doing Morse code over here.
We're still communicating on Morse code. So
yeah, the ticker tape is still printing out. So once it finishes, this long bubble tape rope, we'll be able to tell what's going on with your outage that may or may not be happening.
Right. We're trying to go through our shoebox of receipts that you've you've submitted.
I swear to God, this woman's accent started off as like, her best English, like full, like American, like full English. And then I think she looked at the list of how many times I called and she's like, this is a wash. There's no point in even trying to put on, like nice, I'm really sorry. She's just like, what do you want, dude? Like, What do you got going on? And I'm like, let me tell you what's happening. So yeah, that's,
listen, diversity's great. All right.
Yeah.
Diversity's amazing.
I hear a butt.
When it comes to technical support staff, let's keep it to Americans.
Oh, I'm at the point where I know it's like for a while I used to feel guilty getting upset at customer support. I used to, but now I'm just realizing that they are just the napkin or the tissue of the corporation. Like they just exist to get dirty and like take all the shit. Like toilet paper. Yeah, they're the toilet paper of the corporate. Yeah. Like their job is to handle shit all day. Because nobody's calling customer support to be like, everything is so good.
I just wanted to check in, say, great job.
I wanted to know how your day's going. How are you doing? As a customer, I'm here to support you. That's what I'm here to. No, it's to call to be like, the internet's not fucking working. Fix it. And most people will approach that and be like, is there anything I can do? How do we do this together? I'm at the point now where I'm like, give me the CEO on the phone. I don't, he's not going to be much help, but I just need to hear somebody's voice who's higher up on the food chain.
They're like, oh, you want me to help your Wi-Fi? All right, I haven't had drinking water in 3 years.
Yeah.
You think I know how to fix Wi-Fi?
Yeah. I'm really sorry that the rain has caused the internet to go out. We've been experiencing a drought for 9 months. I've been living off the same banana since October.
People want to know why the world hates Americans. This is why. Because the world is our technical staff, and we call them and scream at them that our Nintendo isn't connecting.
Yeah, and I got my Switch with me.
Do you really?
Yeah, I was like, I gotta blow off some steam. I'm gonna play Switch in the car, but no, I ended up waiting on hold for 20 minutes.
We don't even need. I really don't think we need Americans really as the technical support. It really could just be any developed country.
Yeah.
U.S. Give me a Brit. A Brit?
Yeah.
They would soothe.
Oh yeah.
They would soothe things over.
They would make me feel like a jerk for calling in the first place. They would do like they would read some poetry to me, which would be beautiful. That would be they would have like a fun saying that like I've never heard of. Yeah.
Then you're saying it to your friends and they're like, "How did you hear about that?" You're like, "Oh, I had an internet outage.
I called Spectrum." Yeah. I talked to Spectrum. They're dropping. They got full of culture. Spectrum is full of culture over there. I love it. I fucking love it. I think technical support should be like 3 people on the phone the minute that you call. You shouldn't just get one person. I think you should get multiple people.
You just drop into a party chat?
Yeah, you should drop into a party chat and they're doing stuff. It should be like a 3 versus 3 situation where it's like 3 people who have a problem and then 3 people trying to fix it so that they can all unify together and be like, we're all mad at you. And then you can like be like, oh yes, somebody else is upset. That makes me feel better. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're advocating for telecommunications warfare.
Yeah,
is what you're saying. You want teams against teams.
Yeah. That's exactly.
Yeah.
Is there a way that we could involve like bloodshed in any sort of way, or can the Geneva Convention be involved in any capacity?
I know. We'll have to call Obama. Maybe drop a bomb in there, baby.
Yeah, what's the drone strike equivalent of what I'm talking
Right,
about?
let's get a fucking innovation center in Yemen, call Obama, and ruin a kid's birthday party. Is that what it sounds like?
It's probably.
It sounds good to me.
From America.
From our perspective.
Yeah, from
our perspective, it sounds like
here.
nothing. We don't even know what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we're having fun. Hey, how are you? How are you?
We're back.
Yeah, welcome to the Happy Hour.
Yeah, we're angry. I'm fine. I'm pretty content.
I love it. We're ships in the night. I feel like most of the time I'm coming here just calm, and you're just like, cockroaches, man. Cockroaches, man, and fancy pies.
Oh, you want to have a cockroach update? Come home from Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Little turkey dinner in your kitchen.
What they did was they started a society.
and they've got little statues in your likeness, and they're like, God has returned when you open the door.
That's right, and they've now been serving me.
Yeah.
Quite the opposite. I walk into the bathroom, there's a fucking cockroach in the shower, there's a cockroach in Mike's room, there's a baby cockroach on the wall.
So one escaped out of the shower?
Whoa.
You leave the door open?
I left the kitchen, I cleaned the kitchen sink. We think it came up from there because I left the drain thing off.
Yeah.
So we call the exterminator, and the exterminator says, listen, there's some strainers at the place across the street at the hardware store.
Like a colander?
Like you would place in a drain and it just strains it.
Oh.
It's like the roaches
tiny.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking a pasta strainer.
Very well, yeah.
Yeah, but little.
You're correct.
Yeah,
the same engineering behind both. And
Now I
then
want to make little pasta in one of those things.
you could put one pasta in it.
One
It's very
spaghetti.
small. I can show you after this.
Strain one spaghetti in
That's
there.
all you could do.
Okay.
So guys, like, the roach won't come out. So I said, oh, all right. So I went to the hardware store and I was like, yeah, I'm looking for a drain strainer. And it was this real fucking like Gindaloon, like New York, like a
Gindaloon sounds like a made-up word. That sounds like some
no,
game.
it's an Italian slur.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Fun.
It's just like this guy, like just a New York guy. I was like, yeah, listen, I'm looking for a fucking strainer. I threw a few fucks in there
because you knew it. Yeah.
Because I knew he would.
Yeah.
I was wearing
Respond.
a Lululemon jacket and Lululemon pants at the time, so I had to, bring him back. I had to go to his level.
You had to set the pace.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm looking for a strainer for my bathroom sink in my shower. And he goes, I've never fucking heard of that, but I'll show you what we got. And he brought me over, and he showed me what he had, which was exactly what I was looking for.
Right.
And it was labeled a shower strainer and bathroom sink strainer. And I was like, oh, so it's exactly what I said it was. It was exactly what I said, but you are a dumb fuck. And I had to act like I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Even though you're the construction hardware store guy.
Yeah. He's like, hey, listen, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I've only explored about one aisle of this entire hardware store, and that was just hammers. That was just so when people come in and they looking for anything other than hammers, I'm like, honestly, I've never heard of that, and I'm surprised every time. I'm surprised like 19 times a day.
I'm too busy sitting outside looking at all the different minorities walk by my store and shooing them.
Yeah, and getting sweaty.
It was so sweaty. This guy was. It was rainy, so maybe it might have been rain, but
yeah.
No.
I mean, you give him the benefit of the doubt
I'll
when
give
it's
him the benefit
raining
of the
and you
doubt.
see somebody who's wet, and you're just like, maybe you were out in the rain and got really soaking wet and don't know what an umbrella is. To be honest, this guy might not know what an umbrella is.
no, he might have put a strainer over his head and just
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
he's like it's less rain.
Yeah, he looked at those and he's like, "Oh, what? You mean the tiny umbrellas? the tiny umbrellas that I use when I
Talking
leave my
about the
house?"
tiny mouse hats.
Yeah.
I just buy these. I put them on my mice.
What are you talking about? Those flat ass thimbles? All right.
Yeah, he knows what thimbles are.
Yeah,
He's a
he knows
big.
what thimbles are.
He's a big sewer.
Yeah.
So that's the Roach update. So now we're done with that.
Any beefs?
Any beefs? Nah. Last night I drank 4 IPAs and I bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. That's what I did.
What's the opposite of a beef? Because that sounds like a great night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm going to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Texted Tobin. Tobin was like, all right. Tobin has half his net worth in cryptocurrency.
I think the fact that you and him are, well, you're finance, but you're referring to it as net worth, which makes it sound like it's really
I
substantial.
mean, Tobin went to a fucking private school, not a charter school. I made this mistake.
But you're talking about high school. Where did you go to college? Because that
UC Santa Cruz.
Is that good?
It's not really good, but that's like a good, like I got money. I went from Connecticut prep school out to California. I got some money.
And did he do finance or accounting?
He's a CPA.
It's an accountant, right?
That's an
Certified
accountant, yeah.
practicing accountant?
A certified public accountant.
Public accountant.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he going to do your taxes?
He could.
Good.
Yeah, he's making a little scratchola.
Do you think he's doing a side hustle where he's doing friends' taxes and shit? Because
maybe
my cousin works for a hedge fund.
Okay.
Yeah, he like manages one or whatever. Yeah,
Good.
Yeah, he's out in Ridgewood, New Jersey.
Okay, yeah. Dan Altano.
Do you know?
He doesn't listen to this.
Ho-Hocus?
Ho-Hocus?
The train stop on.
I actually do. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where they're at specifically.
Okay.
I could give you their specific address.
I'm fine.
We could go dox them. No.
Right.
Anyway, he was like, yeah, I'm still doing my friend's taxes and just getting like $50 from him. And I'm like, how much money do you need?
That's a good. Sign me up for that contract.
Yeah, I know.
a good
I mean,
contract.
I honestly, side to side, I was like, do you need more? Do you want more customers? Like, I'm happy to give you money, but it's also like, how much fucking money does this guy need?
Yeah, he doesn't need much more.
He's fucking manager of a hedge fund, and he's like, yeah, just throw me some money.
He's just doing it for the love of the game.
He's like, yeah, for the love of the game, and also I can't do it for free.
What a fucking loser does taxes for the love of the game.
For the love of the game.
It's not even worth having that much money.
Yeah.
Because your life is so fucking boring.
Yeah. It's literally a numbers game, and he loves it.
That's funny.
That's good, right?
That's very funny.
Thank you.
It's like my friends that work in software. They're like, it's such an interesting space. And I say, no, it's not.
No, it
It's
really is
not interesting at all. He's like, no, what we're doing is I'm gonna stop you.
If
I don't care.
If you Googled stock photography in tech, it would certainly look sexy and interesting and diverse and,
Yes.
and a lot of shiny glass. There's a lot of glass.
There's a lot of glass.
Blue. There's a lot of blue
There's
and
a lot
glass.
of blue.
A lot of blue, a lot of glass, a lot of blue tinted scenes that you've never seen in real life.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. A lot of suits. Yeah. Which doesn't actually align with what tech really is.
I feel
'cause
like not a lot of suits. Every time I'm in a tech office, very dressed
very few,
down.
very flip flops, very
open to that.
Very flip flops, old t-shirts, cargo shorts. Wouldn't be
Big.
surprised to see some cargo shorts, sweatshirts with the zippers, like what I'm wearing
Big.
right now. Yeah, huge,
Big.
with the everything
like
they
the
have as a
CEO.
company. Yeah,
The
CEO.
zipper that's when you become CEO. You just have
Yep.
a pullover before that.
Yep.
You get C-suite.
Yep.
They give you a zipper.
Yeah, maybe five times a year they have to wear a suit for like a presentation or like meeting a client. But then after that, they just
or a meeting with Congress.
yeah, or a meeting with being deposed.
Yeah. That's another time they have to wear a suit.
A Senate hearing.
Yeah.
Also a Senate hearing. Yeah. The good old I'm ruining the world conversation with Senate and
Right.
yeah, and where they ask me how do I access email. Have you seen that where the guy was like, how do I log into Facebook?
I called you in here today because I don't know how to change my password. How do I change my password?
Yeah.
It's like, sir, you don't have an account.
Listen,
He's like, oh, is that the problem?
Listen, as somebody who's dealing with technical issues right now, I would love to hold a Senate hearing where I get the CEO of Spectrum in a room and I just go, we're going to get my fucking internet. I have to ask him under oath why I can't get my fucking internet.
Imagine he's a fucking Guatemalan. Like the Comcast. Everyone at Comcast is just fucking Guatemalan and Indian until you hit like CFO.
Yeah.
There's a guy who went to like Bucknell.
Yeah. Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Thanksgiving.
You went to Philly.
Went to Philly. Did a little Philly trip.
I saw some live shots of Philly. Less people than in New York. People are like making fun of New York, how it's empty. I've seen live shots of Philly. It
looks dead.
empty.
It looks dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think Philly people like that because if there's one thing Philly people hate, it's other Philly people. So
yes.
yeah. So they're just like, good. This is great. I'm really thriving in this.
Right.
They love the architecture. They love the food. Nothing else outside of that.
They like the architecture in Philly?
People love the fucking architecture because it's so fucking old. It's like old. It's like I mean, what? Declaration of Independence or whatever.
They have a lot of alleyways in Philly, I've noticed.
Yes.
They have like old apartments and a lot of alleyways between the apartments.
Right. In New York, zero.
None.
Zero alleyways.
I don't like alleyways.
I listened to a podcast, going meta here because we're on a podcast talking about a podcast.
Oh.
They did something where it was like, in crime shows, there's always I think it was Reply All, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Crime shows in New York always have an alley scene.
Yes.
But there are no alleys, and apparently there's like one or two in the entire city.
There's actually one right around the corner here.
Right. Yeah. That's what they talked about. And they said every time they write that into a script, they have to basically schedule that scene in the one or two places. So
really?
Every time you've ever seen a New York alleyway, it's one or two places in New York, or they shot it somewhere else and then just
very interesting.
Called in New York.
I didn't know the second part of that.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. It's a little fun tidbit where, when somebody's like, hey, what did you learn about New York? No alleyways. That's the only thing I can say.
That's it. Also good pizza.
Yeah.
So you went to Philly.
Went to Philly, had a good time, but did a Zoom call with my family to be like, hey, what's up? Happy Thanksgiving. We all got onto a Zoom call real quick. And my cousin, who's in New Jersey, who I just mentioned,
right.
He got on the call, and it's like 7 of us, and he was like, oh, we're all waiting to hear back from our COVID tests. We all, so basically,
okay.
He found out that there was like, so he's got 3 kids.
Gay.
Yeah, I know. Fucking so stupid. No, they were hanging out with a neighborhood kid. The neighborhood kid had COVID, got tested positive. So this kid is suddenly a super spreader all around the neighborhood. It's not just his kid. There's like
right, it's everyone.
Ridgewood is like, and basically the suburbs of Jersey are becoming hotspots because a lot of these people are high up. Like not
Republicans.
They're making they're making like good money, but it's also these businesses are like having them come back into New York. Like my cousin has to like work in the office.
Yeah, decent amount of people.
Yeah,
you see around here wearing suits and shit.
Yeah, 2 or 3 days a week because it's like these institutions are like, well, we're paying so much fucking money for our offices.
Right.
They're like, there's no, and we can't just remove them. Or I think it's because like meetings or whatever. And it's also they're making so much money that they're also like, this doesn't affect us. Like COVID doesn't affect us in the same way that it affects everybody else. So they're bringing everybody in, super spreaders everywhere. He's on the call with me, and his wife is in the background on the phone, puts down the phone, and is like, I just tested positive. On the Zoom call.
On the Zoom
call.
So now did you get tested because you were on a Zoom call when she tested positive?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually wrapped my phone up in a face mask just to be safe.
Good job.
Yeah, just to be safe. And then she got off the phone and then got another call from the same people, and like one of the kids tested positive.
You would think
Yeah.
they'd check all the tests first before they made the call.
Yeah. Well, it might have been the same call, and she was just like, all right, well, now what? And then next person.
But she came back into frame.
Yeah.
Here's what you're saying.
But here's the best part is we were all like, oh, fuck. Like, we were like, fuck, that's all right. How are you guys doing? How's your wife doing? And she like leans into the camera. She's like, I just broke my PR in Peloton.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Is she saying COVID is a performance enhancer?
Yeah.
Is that why all these Chinese gymnasts get the golds? Is because they're infected with COVID?
Listen, you can test positive for steroids and you can test positive for COVID. Yeah. Relation? I think so. I think so.
Call in. Let us know.
Yeah. The lines are open. So yeah, it was just wild to be like, because I've never gone from shocked to upset, to, worried, concerned for the health of my family.
How old are they?
He's just turned 40, so she's probably just about 40.
They'll be fine. And
they'll be fine.
Crushing Peloton?
Yeah, she's crushing
Peloton.
They'll be fine. But
They'll be fine.
that was the thing is like it. Then she leaned in and she was like, "Yeah, I broke my PR in Peloton," and everybody was like, "All right, well, that's just the funniest thing I've ever heard." And for all of Thanksgiving, whenever I was like, "Yeah, my cousin tested positive for COVID," they were like, "Oh fuck," and I was like, "Yeah, no, she's fine. She's crushing Peloton right now."
Right.
She was like, she was like the lowest fact to share on Zoom was that she's tested positive for COVID.
Right.
The highest was, she was like, yeah, out of like 15,000 people on my thing, I placed in like the top 100 or something. And we were all like, that's great. Tell us more about COVID. Are you okay?
The only thing we know less about COVID is Peloton. That's the only thing we know less than.
Right.
So your point system to me doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Your instructor, I don't know who that is. So who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Cindy said I did a fucking great job on that Peloton class. And we're like, that's great.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
You're 40.
Yeah, you're 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the spicy. And then I talked to my brother and he was like, yeah, man, that was really traumatic on the call. And I was like, no, it wasn't.
No, people have died from this disease.
Yeah.
Someone crushing a PR while having it is a good thing.
It's a good thing. And they were like, yeah, but the kids. And I was like, the kids are going to be fucking fine.
The kids are better than them.
Yeah. If anything, they probably are just, it's like chicken pox for them, where they're just like, we'll get through it and then we'll probably develop the antibodies and then we'll be fucking fine for the foreseeable future.
Right.
Yeah, until the vaccines come out. And he can probably afford to get some side hustle on the vaccine. A batch that falls off the truck. You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought you meant like hedge fund invest into the vaccine. That's what I thought you meant.
Well, no, I just meant like I'm sure he could pay for. You know what I mean? Like they're going to be like releasing vaccines, but we're a capitalist society.
Oh, yeah,
there's going to be some back channel shit where they're I know a guy who knows a guy who could get that vaccine for you, and it's like actually the better version than what they're releasing.
That's what I don't get. They're like, all of these vaccines will be available at CVS and Walgreens. And I'm like, okay, billionaires don't go to CVS and Walgreens.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Where are the people with money going to get
well,
this?
you know that a couple billionaires are just going to build a Walgreens in their mansion and staff it.
Within?
Yeah, within it. They're going to like turn a corner and be like, oh, fuck, I completely forgot I built a Walgreens in here.
That's right.
Fully staffed, and they're just moving, shifting shampoos and shit around, and he just walks in. He's like, all right, I'm here for the vaccine.
Every time he makes a sandwich in his kitchen, they ask for his rewards card. He's like, I'm just trying.
No, they ask him if he wants to sign up, and he's like, no, for the last time, I don't want the fucking rewards. I built you. I staffed you.
That's the biggest scam in America going now. It's not college. It's
rewards points?
It's the Dwayne Reed rewards points. I've been shopping at Dwayne Reed once a week for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
I have 200 points. What?
Yeah.
It's like a point at Dwayne Reed is more expensive than a Bitcoin at this point.
Here's the thing with like every time somebody's asked me to sign up for those, I was like, no, because my rationale is if I followed up by asking, what do I get with those points? No one would
knows.
ever be able to give me an answer that wasn't bullshit.
Correct.
They would be like, oh, well, you log on and then there's this whole site where it like tells you how many points and then you can like redeem them for like stuff down the line. I'm like, well, you didn't say anything.
You said nothing.
You said nothing. You didn't tell me an actual point to dollar ratio or how it spills over or how I even get a point or what. I get it. You just want me to buy 2 Oreo packs instead of 1. That's fine. I'll just do that. Just tell me what you want me to buy.
And the people working there they're trash people.
Yeah.
Whenever I go there, I get like a sort of snack, and they'll be like, you could get it's 2 instead of buying 1 for $3. It's 2 for $5. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good with just 1.
Right.
And they're like, no, I don't think you understood. You buy 2 of them.
Yeah.
It's less than if you bought 2 regularly.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's not the. I'm good with the 1.
They got a little whiteboard where it's a stick figure of you holding 1 with a frowny face, and then it's a stick figure of you holding 2 with a smiley face. They're like, this is you, but this could be you. Right. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think you understand how finances work. Let me break this down for you, all right?
How much time do you have? You don't seem like you're in a hurry. All right. Let me wheel out this old-timey chalkboard.
I actually have a YouTube channel where I explain mundane math. Would you like this? Would you like to watch my YouTube channel?
It's like his face, like doing like the shocked, like YouTube always has like those shocked, like gimmicky things. And then it's like all caps. It says BOGO, !
Tip 20%.
20%, and it's like red and on fire. Oh God,
that's fun.
Yeah, that's a good time.
So Philly was good.
Yeah, Philly was great. I ate way too much. I learned a new word. We played. You ever play those? It's like Guess Who, but for like words and phrases. It's like very complicated to explain, but like playing it is really easy. Anyway, it's this like imposter game or whatever. But somebody gave like a clue in it that was heteronym was their clue.
Heteronym.
I
don't know what a nym is. Like different numbers? What's a nym?
I believe, and this is so funny because I was like, it was a whole debate. Like a friendship was almost ruined because this clue that they gave us, because they were like, the point was you were supposed to give a clue that was so easy to connect the dots on like what word, and like the guy had to look it up before he gave the clue. He had to look up the word before he gave the clue.
Okay.
And then he was like, all right, I got it. Heteronym. And everybody on the team was like, what the fuck did you just say? I don't. And you can't give any follow-up. You just like, and then you look at this collection of words and you're like, well, how could these be connected? I believe what it was words that are spelled different.
Okay.
But
Hetero.
could be pronounced the same. It's like lead and lead.
Yeah, lead and lead and.
Yeah. It's
gotcha.
like lead and lead, like LED, LEAD.
Oh.
Yeah. Or it's the opposite of like homonym. Yeah. We were flipping tables because we're just it's me and my buddy and then the guy who gave us the clue, and we're just sitting there just like trying to break down the Latin of what the fuck, like hetero, and we're like, all right, they're into the same thing. Like we were doing like homosexual, heterosexual, like
right.
You're like into different things and like into the opposite of you, and we're like, by the end of it, when he told us, we were like, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna throw a fist at you.
Yeah, this sounds like a Democrat Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Is getting into arguments about word phrase games.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen at a Republican.
I almost threw my New York Times at him. my New York Times with a completed crossword puzzle at him.
That's what would happen at fucking Democrat. A Republican Thanksgiving, people pass out on the floor from drinking too much.
Yeah.
Democrat Thanksgiving, they're like, I don't believe that's the proper root Latin word.
Yeah, absolutely. We fall asleep on copies of Barack Obama's biography.
That's very funny.
Oh, boy. Thanksgiving for you, good? Fine?
Thanksgiving was good. I went home Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday night and met up with the high school guys, high school friends.
How many are you
It was
stacking?
5 of us. It was 5 of us.
How many were there? You know what I mean?
Oh, like originally?
I just sorry,
in high school?
So when I graduated, we maybe had 7. Like 7 people who you were hanging out with.
Oh, the boys.
Yeah,
the boys. Who are the boys?
Yeah, the boys. 7 of the boys. Now we're down to 3, 2.
We have 10, and we're all still close.
Oh, 10? It's all still close?
10 all still close.
Okay.
One lives in Maryland, just moved down there, but
Sports team relation, or just friends
His,
through mutual?
no, everyone
all
went
the
to high
time.
school together.
Right. But it's like, if I were to think about, well, I guess 7 and 10 isn't that big of a difference. Never mind.
Yeah, it's just we all pulled together. So it was 5 of us met, having a few beers over a bonfire. Good bonfire too, might I add. And I get into my roach problem. Now here's the thing, Taylor. I have a friend who really hasn't had a job since we graduated college. Very smart kid. Just no job since we graduated.
Okay. 5 years unemployed.
Right, essentially. And here's the thing, Taylor. We didn't know what he's been doing. So I talk about my roach problem. And he goes, oh, how are they getting in? I go, oh, they're getting in through the pipes up there. And he goes, oh, through the pipes. All right, because when I have a friend, they had roaches coming in through the wall. And I have this certain workout supplement that we put into the hole in the wall, and it killed the roach. And I said, a what? He's like,
Great follow-up.
he said, yeah. And they never had a roach problem again. I said, all right, I'm off the roaches now. I've left the roaches. We've now are in a whole new territory of, are you pitching me a workout supplement that also kills roaches? And he's like, yeah, how it works is, you ingest it and then it breaks up your exoskeletons. And I said, okay, we've now left the workout part of the supplement.
Yeah.
Do you think humans have exoskeletons?
And also, I like that he said it goes inside of your body and then breaks down what an exoskeleton, which is the outside.
That would be correct.
Yeah. Right. I love that. I love that he's like, yeah, no. They ingest it, and then the outside of them is affected.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Sure.
And it kills the roaches, but somehow you do better? I don't understand.
So here's my if he's pitching you, I can't tell which is the better sell here, which is a supplement for exercising that kills roaches, or a powder that kills roaches that you can also ingest before exercising.
Right.
I can't tell which is the better sell there, because I think if you start off with, hey man, you got a roach problem? I got this powder that kills it. Oh, and by the way, if you're trying to get pumped, pour a little bit of that
there too.
Yeah, pour that into a milkshake, buddy. You're gonna be fucking going. You're gonna be fucking going.
They try to make it sound like the chocolate chip cookie of workout supplements. Like, happy accident.
Yeah.
I spilt a little in a hole.
Yeah.
Killed every roach I've had.
You can also take a big pile of it, put it on a cutting board, crack an egg in the middle of it, make a pasta with it.
But don't give the roaches the pasta. They become stronger.
Yeah, they'll get stronger.
I don't know
it's something about the egg combination with it. So, their exoskeletons become exoskeletons.
Yeah. They become tanks. I don't know how it works.
They grow a second exoskeleton. It's unbelievable.
So then that happened, and I just kind of brushed it aside. And then my other buddy was talking about how he's trying to get off caffeine.
Okay.
And
Terrible idea in 2020.
Yeah.
It's just a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the roach powder kid goes, let me tell you something.
Does he pull out a little baggie of it?
What if I had a supplement that would give you all the stimulus of caffeine, but none of the effect? And I sat back and said, excuse me? But my buddy who was talking about getting off caffeine said, tell me more. It was a very Long Island transaction. This is how Long Island happened. This is how I think the European settlers beat the Indians on Long Island. They were like, we got this fucking powder, this fucking workout supplement. And the Indians on Long Island were like, you fucking serious?
Yeah, tell me everything, dude.
People think this is an Italian accent. No, this is an authentic Algonquin accent. This is how the Algonquins sounded back then. They said, they're like, yeah, your gains will fucking blow up. And they said, you fucking serious, cuz?
I just love that he just finished talking about a supplement that kills cockroaches and exercise, and then in the second breath was like, oh, you're trying to get off caffeine? I also have a supplement for that. It might be the same powder. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So he's just a supplement guy.
That's what we think.
Or he's got one supplement.
Oh, at least two.
At least two. Okay.
He said it gives you all the effects of caffeine. No, it gives you all the stimulus of caffeine, but none of the effects.
Yeah.
Isn't that an effect?
Yeah. It's actually sourced locally in Colombia. And it's a very natural trade route that's been set up for at least 100 years. It's a little known secret. Big in finance. It's huge in finance.
So you're like, oh, so that's what he's doing. And this is also after a kid I went to grad school with DM'd me about his new company. You ready for this? Long Island Meal Prep. That's the name of the company. Woo! What do they do, Taylor? Let me explain. They're based out of Long Island.
Sure.
And they meal prep. It's a kid who only goes to the gym, who has no full-time job, and said, wait a second. I spent 40 hours making meals for myself. Well, I do this for other fucking greaseballs.
So he's doing Meals on Wheels for
juice heads.
For juice heads. Amazing.
Yeah, that's essentially what he's doing. He's like, you know what?
He's doing Uber Eats, but for
low quality Tyson grilled chicken.
Yeah, Tyson grilled chicken and dry rice.
Like, you know what? No one's doing putting grilled chicken, rice, and broccoli rabe together.
Whoa! And then as a little treat, I put in a little quarter of a brownie. Not a lot, but it's your little treat day.
He just puts a fun-sized Crunch Bar in there for my Lunchable.
Well, yeah. What were those brownies that? Yeah, just brownie with the sprinkles, the prepackaged
the cosmic brownie.
Yeah. Threw in a cosmic brownie, and he's just like, just for you,
Right.
Enjoy. It's your cheat day.
That's right. Yeah, cheat day meal.
Yeah, cheat day meal.
Greaseball. So that happened there. And then, that was and then Thanksgiving is whatever. And then, weekend? Nothing. Here's the thing that happened.
Okay.
We went out to this restaurant. We never went to this restaurant before. I forgot what it's called. The Campaign House is what it's called. Campaign House in Bethpage. All right. They're not going to like what I'm about to say. And we go in there, and it's a good aesthetic. It's a very rustic aesthetic. You feel like you're in
you're leaning so hard on the A in aesthetic.
Whatever.
Aesthetic.
Aesthetic. Aesthetic.
Aesthetic. Like you spell it A-S-T-E.
I don't spell it.
You in a museum would be so trying to be cultured to just be like, I really love the aesthetics in here. sounds like acoustics.
Me at a museum, I just pop my head into a room and go, I got it.
Yeah,
and then I walk into the next room.
I get it. Oh, paintings in this one too?
Yeah,
all right.
all the same.
I think I get it.
Great.
I think I get it.
So we go into the Campaign House. First of all, you walk in, the bar's there, bartenders, no mask.
Love it.
Just
great start.
They're like, it gets in my way. And I'm like, is it... You have to walk around it?
What
are you talking about?
Are you taste testing the cocktails before you send them out?
How do you think we get the salt on the rim? I'll do a little... That's how we do
it.
And
then I put a little salt in my mouth, and then I spit it onto the rim.
And we were brought to our table, and as we're taking our jackets off, someone at the bar says, here's what no one says about Nazis.
Amazing. And amazing start.
My dad looks up and goes, is someone talking about Nazis? I go, not only are they talking about Nazis, there's something no one's saying about them.
Yeah, there's new information about Nazis?
What has no one been saying about Nazis?
I would say we've had the idea of Nazis pretty locked in for about 70 years. I would say about 70 years we got the concept pretty much down.
People know what's going on with no one's like, here's the thing no one's saying about the Nazis.
Yeah. They love big leather boots. Yeah. They love Hugo Boss. I don't know if
Oh no, that's well known.
Yeah.
That's well known. Now that's why we buy them.
The little thing you didn't know about Nazis, they love karaoke.
Yeah, like something like that. Big thing about Nazis, big stamp collectors.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, stamp collector. Journalers. They love just scrapbookers. They're big scrapbookers.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
And then we spent too much money on a dinner. But
Did you hear what he actually said?
no, you couldn't really. It was weird. It was weird because you just heard you heard the amount. I think he said it loud enough too, where he was like, "I probably shouldn't say my opinion on Nazis too loud.
Right.
Let me funnel it into the ear of the bartender with no mask on."
Well, yeah, it's like Nazi is one of those words that it's like you could be in the loudest room ever, but you just hear, and somebody on the other side of the room could say Nazi, and somehow you would hear it.
Right.
Like it transcends sound and volume.
Yes.
And it's just, it cuts through, and everybody in the room everybody's gonna be like, Nazi? Who the fuck is talking about Nazis?
You know that part of Grand Central is a little space where you could whisper into it and it travels over to the other side of the room?
I did not know that, but that's really cool. That's a really cool
That's
thing.
basically how Nazi works.
Yeah,
in
that's
any
how
room.
the word Nazi works. Yeah. It's Nazi, and most racial slurs work that way.
Most. Some
get under the radar.
Some slither in.
Some you can whisper. You could whisper a couple, but no.
Yeah, so that was, I was like, this is a Long Island Thanksgiving, hearing facts about Nazis no one knew and being pitched supplements that don't exist. Welcome to Long Island.
Yeah, and hearing about a meal prep small business that's getting off the ground.
I got a master's degree with this person.
With YouTube.
He did my master's program. I think he actually dropped out. But, yeah. So, says a lot about my education. My undergrad, my best friend is the mascot for the Islanders. And in grad school, my colleague roasts chicken and puts it in containers for a living now. So I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah, pretty good.
I'm the only person that started
Yeah.
at a good high school and backtracked.
Well,
I'm the opposite of trying to think of a good example here.
You sound like the only one of your friends who has a 401k.
College friends, I think I might be.
College friends?
No, because they're teachers, a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm not bragging about 401. I feel like just saying that.
But the thing is, that's not a brag.
Yeah, there's not a brag.
Right.
The way I said it, the way it came out, I was like, is that a brag? And I was like, that can't be a brag. That's just the most baseline retirement thing that you could start. It just means that you work for a legitimate business.
Right.
That's all that it means.
So you're telling me if I put 3% into my bank account, they match 3%?
All right.
Okay, first off, what's a percent?
I know what a person is, and that's me. Tell me about the tent part of this. Percent. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a Long Island Thanksgiving.
Okay. All right. Long Island Thanksgiving.
A little different than yours.
Little different.
A little bit different.
Little jump there. You bought Bitcoin. Yeah. So I said that on the stream. I am truly convinced that it would not take much for somebody to take my money to do Bitcoin. Does that make sense? Like, if somebody, you don't have to explain much about Bitcoin for somebody to be like, all right, do you want to just give me money and I'll do it for you? And I'd be like, yeah, I have no reason not to. Does that make sense? Like, I have no argument against just being like, all right, you seem like it doesn't take much to sound like you know a lot about Bitcoin. That's what it is.
No, but the same people that got on Bitcoin originally were also the same people that sold Cutco knives in high school. So it's like, why should I believe you when you come off as a scumbag?
Right.
You know?
Right.
That's how, why should I invest in what you're pitching me?
Yeah.
When your previous job was cutlery sales door to door.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, it's so much of the vocabulary of Bitcoin is so full of confidence.
But that's everything.
No, but it's like my bullshit meter is just spinning in circles. Like, it has no fucking clue what's going on. It's like sometimes, if you pitch me on Dwayne Reed points, there's not enough. I know enough to be like, there's a lot of gaps in your logic.
Right.
But with Bitcoin, it's just the way that they talk about it. They're just like, yeah, blockchain, dude. And it's just it runs all together, and you just put your money up there, and that gets translated into bits, and those bits are coins, and that has dollar amount value. Be like, all right, man. Yeah, that sounds fun. That sounds fine. It sounds like the equivalent of spending money on in-game currency in a video game, except it's legitimate, and I can then get that money back at some point.
Right.
And I'm already somebody who's pretty close to investing in like Fortnite skins and just fucking balling out in
And
2021.
some would say that might see better returns than Bitcoin.
At least socially, I'm gonna make a lot of friends with my fucking Mandalorian skin. I'm gonna look
Yeah.
fucking great.
Yeah, the police might be monitoring you because of the age of those friends, but yeah. This is what I wanted to get into. I knew I had something, you fucking
We really
had chooch.
Yeah. 2021, we gotta invest in a pen and paper and write shit down before we start.
Yeah, I know.
That's all we have
I'm
to
investing
do.
into digital currency, but I don't have a fucking pen and paper to write my
we really
ideas
gotta
down.
get into the brick and mortar of just getting ideas down.
This is what I'm doing tonight. You want to hear this?
What are you doing
It's my
tonight?
buddy's birthday.
Okay.
During the week, and during Thanksgiving, he messaged everyone, "Hey guys, it's my birthday next week,
Yeah.
and I want to do something with everyone, but because of COVID, we can't get together.
Okay. Yes. Sure.
So what I want to do is I want to do a virtual beer tasting. You have to go on this app."
Ooh.
I have a
ooh,
wish
ooh.
list for beers.
Ooh.
You purchase the beers.
Ooh.
And I was like, all right, first of all, I don't put this much effort into my own birthday.
Right.
This is way too much effort.
And also a third-party app that's not Zoom.
It's to buy the beer.
Oh, like a Drizzly? Is it Drizzly?
Tap RM, it's called.
Just go to fucking Drizzly. Drizzly's like the thing that Drizzly.
I don't know if they sold the beers he wanted. He wanted
alright.
like specific beers, which is another can of worms.
That is extremely annoying. I think it was
the most annoying thing
yeah.
on the planet.
Now let me tell you how you quickly flip this into a great idea that everybody's going to enjoy. You
Okay.
do a legitimate tasting. Everything is identical except the beer is Budweiser and Bud Light.
That's what I thought about doing.
That would be so funny.
But I also don't want. This is a type of person to be like, you didn't buy the beers.
No, what you got to do is you gotta have a mug, have like a frosted mug, and then just pour Bud Lights into it. Just get like 3 different color beers, and then look what everybody
Just
else.
buy food dye, essentially.
Yeah, get food dye.
I
Yeah.
could have done the fucking Goose Island. If Goose Island didn't send me the fucking beers yesterday,
Yeah.
I could have subbed them out.
Damn.
I
Absolutely. So he wants you to go buy these beers, show up, and then
had a guy deliver the beers to me. I had to show my ID. I had to sign a form.
Mm-hmm.
Get this, you fucking zip-up hoodied bitch.
Yeah.
He then sends an email saying, all right, here's comment cards. Here's food pairings. And I said, listen here.
Ooh.
I'm not gay.
Here, let me take a shot in the dark. Was chutney involved in any of those food pairing suggestions?
No, listen, this is still a Long Island event. Chutney has not made it to Long
dry
Island.
hot dogs. Hot dogs with a little relish and kraut on there.
No, first you have to make your own tomato sauce. That was
Oh,
the
yeah,
first step. So I
yeah,
had to
get
buy
the
the
sauce.
tomatoes. I had to crush them.
The food pairing with all the beer is just good sauce.
First of all, yeah, it's food pairing with beer. Let me tell you what I looked up the food pairings that they provided
Pretzel,
in this sheet.
hot dog.
Yeah, it's he's like,
That's
this
it.
goes good with a burger, and this one goes good with a burger,
Yeah.
and this, it's beer.
Meat and carbs surprisingly go well with
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise go well with what is also bread.
We're not reinventing beer here, all
Yeah.
right? Red wine goes well with steak, white wine goes well with fish, beer goes well with trash.
Yeah.
That's how the world's worked
Yeah.
for thousands of years.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Beer as a carb goes great with other carbs, and then meat. Yeah, perfect. Yep. So, are you doing this? Are you
Oh, yeah, I bought
You're
all the-
making you're
yeah.
making hot dogs, and you're gonna make
Yeah, so I boiled hot dogs.
boiled hot dog. Listen, you say it, but if you had boiled hot dogs going right now, I'd just inhale. Oh,
Yeah, because you're Pennsylvania
Well, this is-
Pennsylvania wealth isn't real wealth.
well,
It's relative.
listen. Let me bring up the text that I sent you leading into Thanksgiving, where when we go,
This was funny.
Oh, when I went to go get the rental car, and we were waiting in traffic for fucking 2 hours getting through the tunnel, and we were stuck at a stoplight, and right next to us was the old hot dog cart, and I was like, fuck it, give me a hot dog. And I like yelled out the window at this guy, and I was like, fucking hot, give it. I like lowest blood sugar I've ever had in my life. guy just like, he's like, what do you want? Ketchup, mustard? The Uber driver was into it. He was like, yeah, man, do you. He could tell I was in a fucking mood. I was like so irritable, and like we were only moving inches, and I was gonna go Spectrum on everybody in line. And so the guy gives me a hot dog, and I have never just there wasn't enough time to chew. There was not enough time to chew this.
Here's the thing, there was.
Yeah, no, I promise.
Here's the thing, there was time to chew, and you just didn't do it.
I promise you. And it was like a scalding hot boiled hot dog that's just had been there for 19 hours easily. And I was just like, done. And Shar was just like watching in horror. And I was.
What'd you put on this dog?
Mustard. Only mustard.
Only mustard?
Only mustard. He was like, do you want ketchup and mustard? I was gonna ball out. I was gonna be like, give me the relish.
Yeah,
give me
the
ketchup,
sauerkraut.
mustard. The problem was, it was like, he already put so much mustard on it. I'm glad I didn't do anything else, because I was like desperately trying not to stain this Uber driver's backseat. Yeah, like, I don't want to spill mustard.
First off, where is there a hot dog vendor in New York City anymore?
So I think
in 1996?
I think this guy was a goddamn genius, because it was literally a block from the Lincoln Tunnel that takes you to Jersey City. That's correct. The one that takes you to Jersey City. Yeah, a block from the Lincoln Tunnel. And traffic is just backed out, because it's everybody who
the Thanksgiving rush.
It's the Thanksgiving rush getting out of the city. So this dude's just posted up, and you can just tell he's just been sitting there for just hours, and he was just waiting for traffic to build up and people to be like, yeah, I'm fucking hungry. I could go for a hot dog. And I was like, bless you.
Are you saying that this man he lives like next to the bridge, like in an apartment next to the bridge, looks out his window and goes, yep.
Yeah.
It's dog time.
It's dog time,
and then he just
baby.
has boiled hot dogs
well,
ready?
No, he also got up at 3:00 in the morning, boiled his hot dogs, and just has been... I just assume all hot dog vendors have been waiting there since the night before.
They've all been waiting there since 1964.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
how long they've actually been waiting for.
They haven't moved since 1964. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Shar was... put her foot down that I couldn't have more than one hot dog, which at the time, low blood sugar. She's just like, you can have one hot dog. I was like, I might end it. I might end this relationship right now. Like, I need more than one hot dog. Gotta inhale it. But ate it. I felt so much better. I've never felt so good eating roadside meats from a hot dog vendor.
How long
did it take?
No. When was the last time you went to Wawa?
Well, that's probably a year. Less than a year.
Yeah, so you're like Pennsylvania trash. You needed awful processed meat.
Yeah, I asked the guy if he could do a Philadelphia accent when he handed it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out he couldn't.
Call you a yinzer.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Pittsburgh. That's Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
I didn't know what a Philly
I don't know.
person's called.
Use guys or something. There's like the way you say like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stupid. Eagles. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Eagles. There it is. Yeah.
You were like, can you make me feel at home? I'm gonna eat this whole hot dog in one bite. Can you call me gay as I do it?
Yeah. Can you also be a part of my graduating class from high school? Could you be in most of my math classes all through high school? I'm sure they're managers. I'm sure they're managers of a Sheetz by now.
Are you Sheetz or Wawa?
I'm all Sheetz.
I've never been to a Sheetz, so I can't.
Sheetz Sheetz was the one that Wawa actually isn't big in Harrisburg. It's like Philly. It's in Hershey, but it's mostly like north central PA.
Okay.
But Sheetz everywhere, and Sheetz was the closest thing to high school. People would go there for breakfast, lunch, leave school, go there.
Oh, it's an institution.
It's an institution, absolutely. They were the first to implement that I ever saw the touch to order.
Are you saying Sheetz invented the touchscreen?
Yes. Yeah. Did they not? I don't understand.
I have no proof to say they have.
Exactly. Yeah. All that I'm saying is the iPad and that touchscreen came out pretty close to each other. That's all that I'm saying.
All I'm saying is I've never seen Steve Jobs in a Sheetz.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why he's vegan.
I don't think Steve Jobs also invented the touchscreen. There was a lot wrong with what I just said.
That's fine.
It's whatever.
I get where you were
going.
Sheetz did a 2-for-1 hot dog, and the one was $1. So it's $1 2 hot dogs.
So how much is one hot dog?
I guess 50 cents, but you would never buy one hot dog.
This goes back to Dwayne Reed. This is Dwayne Reed
It's
people
Dwayne Reed logic.
eat at Sheetz.
But the thing is nobody ever questioned it the way that you would.
It's too good of a deal.
It's too good of a deal, and they would like that was their thing. Is like you'd show up and like the hot dogs were like posted on everything. It's like you'd be in the soda section and be like, "Hey, just a reminder, 2 hot dogs, $1," and you'd just be like, "Yeah, fucking load that shit up," and they would just hand it to you and like, it'd be like a high school. It'd be like somebody who graduated a year before you, who this is now their full-time job, just putting boiled hot dogs on a bun and rolling it up in tinfoil and just literally just throwing it at you. They're like, they could care less.
He was the high school quarterback.
Yeah.
You still got to keep that arm. You never know when Temple's going to come calling.
Just in case a recruiter pops into a Sheetz looking for a 2-for-1 hot dog.
Keep that arm loose.
Yeah, he's got
that is where football coaches would eat all their meals. It's a gas station restaurant.
He's got that kicker net set up in the back, and he tees it up and he's just kicking hot dogs into the net.
I'm surprised that's not how most Pennsylvania college kickers are found. The Penn State kicker was found.
The visual of a guy.
He was kicking a gobbler at the Wawa and.
The visual of a guy who's just like it's like the uncle in Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, Uncle Rico.
Yeah, Uncle Rico, but he's just like in the back. He's like, I could have gone states. We would have gone pro. And he's just kicking. There's just hot dog guts
everywhere.
The back. Oh, that's great. That's very funny. And then it was also the place where you would go to get like just the most disgusting coffee you've ever had in your life. They would do the touchscreen customized.
Of course.
So it'd just be like people being like, yeah, give me like a dozen pumps of chocolate in there. And
but it's like Godiva chocolate, so they make you feel like you're class.
Yeah. It would be the Godiva sponsored.
When Godiva sponsors your institution, you are even trashier now.
Yeah, and they'll do that thing where like the art for it will be like very luxurious.
Yes.
Yeah, where it'll be like black and like gold trimming.
Yes.
And be like, oh yes, experience the luxury of Godiva in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania Sheetz. Pretty good.
Godiva's in Europe. You've heard of that.
Yeah, they're gonna give it to you with coffee that's almost illegally hot.
Yeah.
and you're going to burn your tongue way before you're able to taste that Godiva in there.
You would think people by now in Pennsylvania would know to wait a minute for the coffee to cool down.
No. Listen. Harrisburg is very much a 20-minute wherever you need to go. So, and the coffee would easily take 30 minutes to cool down.
Right.
Because it's so fucking hot. So it's like, it's people just being like, by the time I get there, I'm still going to have to wait 10 minutes. So no, I'm getting into this coffee.
Yeah.
It's a lot of driving, lid off, boiling coffee, just it's a lot of blowing into, and it's like a large coffee. You're not doing anything.
You want a good story related to that? When I was little, I had a hockey game.
Yeah.
My grandparents were in from Florida.
Okay.
So we stop at the gas station. They get coffee, fuel up. We head to the arena. Mm-hmm. My grandfather somehow took the lid off his coffee. No one to this day.
I'm sorry. Wait. There's a conspiracy of how his lid got off.
We don't know how. We don't know how it came off.
Does he not have fingers?
He's dead now. So he's dead / in an urn.
Wait. I'm sorry, but he was alive at the time of this story.
Alive at the time of the story.
Okay, all right. Because then I would be like, okay,
that
now
would be a
I am
real
confused.
Story.
Okay, that would be a great story.
No, he's currently in an urn and also the centerpiece of my aunt's dining room table. That is a separate story. But when he was alive, he was fumbling with his coffee, spilling it on himself. My dad's like, all right, let's...
Is your grandfather a 5-year-old?
No, that's all. Is he a 5-year-old? Is he not a 5-year-old?
Yeah. Got it.
He was a gambling addict. So...
I feel like I'm doing a Memento. I'm getting the Memento story of your grandfather, which is I'm getting future, past, present.
Right.
Yeah, I'm picturing.
I'm Tarantinoing this.
I'm like, what's the black and white and what's the in color version of that?
Right. And then so he's fumbling the coffee, and my dad's like, oh, my dad pulls to the side of the highway. He goes, okay, yeah, let me take that. Let me help you with the lid. And my dad takes the coffee and the lid, he opens his window and throws it out the window. And he said, that's what happens when you're an asshole. So then my grandfather had to sit through a whole Pee Wee hockey game with coffee on his sweatshirt, uncaffeinated.
Uncafeinated.
Uncafeinated.
That's easily the worst part. Sitting through a Pee Wee hockey game without any stimulus of any.
Yeah, it was
anything.
bad.
Yeah,
It was
no
bad.
uppers or downers. You just gotta be in the moment of
Yeah.
a Pee Wee hockey game. Ugh. That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, you don't care how much you love your grandkid because those games are painful.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to be there. I was like, can we end this?
Yeah.
No one scored. We don't know how to skate.
Yeah, listen, as somebody who was a little league baseball player whose only focus of improvement was improving the time it took in between hot dogs at a little league
What?
game. I my only focus was like when we got out of the field, I would go try to get a snack.
Okay.
Yeah, go to the concession stand, go get a snack, come back, eat a hot dog while fucking everybody's playing. We go back out on the field and come back, and I'm like, that soft pretzel looked real good back there. I think I might get after it. And it would just be me going to my dad, who just he could not care less. I'm the youngest.
Was your dad a sports guy?
Golf. He's big golf. He followed football socially to be like,
To be a guy.
yeah, to be a guy, to have conversations with,
Right.
because it's like his generation, they didn't talk about anything else. And yeah, he wasn't a big like sports. I think he was like, yeah, I like Penn State or something. I think he liked Penn State. Anyway, I would just go up and be like, yeah, I'm here for snacks. I'm here because the hot dogs look really good.
Right.
He was there because he out of a social moral obligation.
Of course.
Yeah, he couldn't just drop it off. So yeah, I get it. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was just like, I had a beer before this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm getting through.
Yeah, I got my downer on.
And this also brings me to how I wanted to end
Yeah.
the episode.
Okay.
Which was my dad wants to know if you play any more Powerpuff Girl video games. That was his. He goes, is Taylor fucking serious playing Powderpuff video games?
He's okay. I was like, wait, hold on a second. First of all, it would not surprise me if your dad's understanding of just any video game that's not like a Call of Duty would be a Powerpuff video game.
He doesn't even know what Call of Duty is. If it's not Madden.
Oh, okay.
He's
okay.
out.
All right. But he wants to know if I'm still playing.
He wants to know if you're still playing Powderpuff Girl video games.
No. Your dad can have a big sigh of relief. Yep.
It's gotten worse. He's playing suicidal Japanese games that are all the same.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Papa Rich, give me a call, and I'm gonna talk you through the plotline of Bloodborne, and you're gonna hang up after 3 sentences. If we make
He's
it to
not picking it up.
Yeah.
He's not picking up the call.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. That would be so funny to try to explain Bloodborne to your dad. Just explain most video games to your dad. I think he'd be like, that would be a great.
It's like explaining it to me.
Yeah, because it would be so funny to have like you and him at a table, and I'm just literally reading like official plot synopsises of video games.
We don't even know what that is. We'd stop you right there. You go, here's the official plot synopsis. And we go, stop.
Yes, stop. Why? What? What and why?
Never say synopsis around us again.
Synopsis. Yeah. Listen, I'm happy to have more discussions about the aesthetics of video games. But
There you go. See, that's a word I'm with, and then my dad would be like, that's another gay word.
Yeah,
Synopsis
another
and
gay-
aesthetic?
Yeah.
Gay.
Yeah, why can't you just say story and what it looks like?
That's it.
That's it. Why you gotta
Well, you got to gay it up.
why you gotta zhuzh it up like that?
Don't say zhuzh it up.
Don't
That's
say
gay.
zhuzh.
Yeah. Don't say that.
And in the context, it does sound like zhuzh is just gay. it's like yeah. Let me zhuzh that up for you. It sounds like you want to gay it up.
Right. That was the first censorship of gay. Was zhuzh.
You look at that zhuzh over there.
Yeah.
You bunch of zhuzhes.
That's fun.
Yeah. Oh boy.
All right. We did it.
We did it.
All right, team. Let's even see if this gets distributed because we're going through a new distribution partner.
Yeah, this could be the first Patreon.
Maybe.
Yeah. Probably.
We'll
not.
see. We'll see if this fucking guy could get us a bigger audience.
All right.
All right.